normally, I give you guys a Monday Night Raw intro for this piece of shit show that we get every single week. But this show does not even deserve a fucking intro. No cap. No cap. I just don't fucking know what the fuck to even say anymore. I really don't. Get used to seeing these type of shows, folks. Get used to it. Get used to it. I don't give a fuck who I trigger at this point. If you was to ask me, how would you rate Monday Night Raw tonight? I would say, in my honest opinion, this was the worst Monday Night Raw of 2019. No fucking question. Now, I don't give a fuck who I trigger. I don't give a fuck who I piss off. I don't give a fuck who fucking talk shit down below in the comment section. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. If you defend Monday Night Raw, either on Twitter or down below in my comment section, I'm going to sit here and assume you have not felt or seen pussy before. If you defend Monday Night Raw, you have not felt a pair of tits before. If you defend this show tonight, you do not deserve to breathe the same exact air that we all breathe right now. You don't. You don't deserve that privilege of being a wrestling fan. If you defend this show tonight, stop watching the product and do not call yourself a wrestling fan. Just don't. Just stop. You might as well cancel your network subscription if you thought Raw was good tonight. And I gotta be honest with you. I'd rather be at Yankee Stadium on a 107-degree weather, standing at work for 2 to 3 hours in this heat, in that heat that we just got this past weekend. I'd rather suffer from heat that we got this past weekend than watch 3 hours of Monday Night Raw. That is the by God honest truth. I'd rather go blind than watch 3 hours of Monday Night Raw. If you're a smart fan like I am, and you have to go through those 3 hours of Monday Night Raw, I commend you. I applaud you. I give you my respect. Because tonight's show was fucking horrendous. Fucking horrendous, bro. If you did not watch this show tonight because of work, or you didn't feel like watching the show, God bless you. God bless you. We're gonna go over Raw just a little bit, in its entirety. Because I don't even want to sit here and give you guys a fucking review. But I'm gonna have to because of the fucking content. I'm gonna give you guys content. We're gonna talk about the show. Bro, let me. The fact that people have the audacity to say that DX and Seth Rollins against the OC is a dream match. On what fucking planet is that a dream match? On what planet? Not on this planet. Fuck no. Fuck no. You want to know what's the fucking dream match? AJ Styles from either TNA or New Japan against 1996 Shawn Michaels. That, folks, is a dream match. Another dream match is WCW Sting versus Attitude Era Undertaker. That's a dream match. That's a dream match. That's a dream match. Don't give me this garbage of Seth Rollins and DX against the OC as a dream match. That is not a fucking dream match. It is not. People were going fucking mental on social media tonight because of the fucking legend that we got on this piece of shit show. And you know what's so sad about this? Even Stone Cold Steve Austin, Ric Flair, and the Godfather made an appearance on Raw tonight. And it didn't even make a fucking difference. The best part of Monday Night Raw tonight, mind you, was 2 parts tonight to the show. The Godfather segment with Charlie Caruso, I fucking hysterically laughed during that whole entire thing. It was funny. It was funny. And Bray Wyatt, the Fiend, did the mandible claw on Mick Foley. Those are the 2 best parts of Monday Night Raw tonight. Where's Ricochet? Where's Ricochet? I would love to know. Where's Ricochet? Where's the young talent? Where are they at? I just swear, folks, if you defend this show, you must hate life. You must hate life if you fucking defend this show. You must hate life. Like I said, I don't give a fuck who I trigger. I don't give a fuck who I piss off. I don't take social media serious. I don't give a shit. If you defended the show tonight, you must hate life, period. You must hate life, or you don't get any type of pussy. Or you don't get no type of attention in life. If you defended the show tonight in any shape or form, you do not deserve to be a wrestling fan. You do not deserve to breathe the same air that we breathe on our fucking lungs. This show was fucking horrendous. And the worst part about it is, out of this whole entire thing, they didn't even build towards SummerSlam. SummerSlam is supposed to be the biggest party of the summer, right? SummerSlam is supposed to be the biggest party of the fucking summer. Where's the build for SummerSlam? Huh? Where's the build? Where's the build? No, don't give me this Seth Rollins. Oh, he built SummerSlam on Miss TV. It's the same shit that we heard during WrestleMania season. The exact same thing, word for word. And speaking of Seth Rollins, I've lost so much respect for Seth Rollins, it's not even funny. And I love Seth Rollins. And I love Seth Rollins. Soda, if you're watching this part of this review, if you're watching this part of the video, Seth Rollins is a fucking pussy. Seth Rollins has been made into a bitch ever since Rollins and Becky's relationship was portrayed on live television. And you cannot tell me otherwise, bro. You know damn well for a fact, Rollins has been made into a pussy ever since Becky and Rollins' relationship was made public on fucking Raw television. Yet this is the company that has to compete with All Elite Wrestling. With All Elite Wrestling. Triple H, he's looking at TakeOver and he's looking at SummerSlam. Triple H is gonna tell Vince, motherfucker, hold my beer, bro. Hold my beer. That's what Triple H is gonna tell Vince when TakeOver pulls up on August the 10th. You bet your ass NXT TakeOver Toronto 2 is gonna be 100 times better than SummerSlam. Don't give me this garbage. Don't give me this crap. Say, oh, SummerSlam is going to be the highlight of the entire month of August. Bullshit. Bullshit. You know what's going to be the highlight of the entire month of August? NXT TakeOver Toronto 2. NXT UK TakeOver Cardiff. And All Out. SummerSlam is going to be the least of my worries when it comes to August. Raw didn't even build towards SummerSlam tonight. Mind you, you got SmackDown Live tomorrow. That's going to build towards SummerSlam. And I said this to myself when I was watching Monday Night Raw tonight. Raw did a terrible job building towards WrestleMania. SmackDown did a better job building towards WrestleMania than Raw ever did. Expect the same thing, folks. SmackDown is going to build towards SummerSlam a whole lot better than Monday Night Raw is. You look at SummerSlam's card right now and you tell me what is going to be the best match of SummerSlam's card. To be honest with you, none. None. There is no match on SummerSlam's card. I don't give a fuck if it's rumored. I don't give a fuck if the matches haven't even been announced yet. I already know that SummerSlam's going to be completely fucking garbage. You know what's going to steal the entire weekend of SummerSlam weekend? NXT TakeOver Toronto. Because if you haven't heard, Gargano and Cole are going to fight for a third time at NXT TakeOver Toronto. And this time, it's best 2 out of 3. Or in other words, 3 stages of hell. Here's how this shit's going to go. Gargano is going to pick one fall, one stipulation. Cole is going to pick a stipulation. And if the match gets to a third fall, Regal is going to announce the third and final fall. That right there has already got my attention. That right there, folks, has already got my attention. And on top of that, they announced it today, according to Cakeside Seats, which I saw first. The Street Profits are going to defend the NXT Tag Team Championships against Undisputed Era's Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish. Take my fucking dinero, Triple H. Take my fucking dinero. What did Monday Night Raw do tonight that's going to make you watch next week? Nothing. What did Monday Night Raw what did Monday Night Raw do for you that got you excited going in the next week? Nothing. Nothing. Yet there's going to be people that's going to defend this garbage. That's going to defend this garbage. I was watching Raw with Jessica on FaceTime. Jessica was pissed off that Ricochet wasn't even part of Raw tonight. I don't blame you, Bay, if you're watching. I don't blame you. I don't fucking blame you. This show is fucking terrible. And it makes me sad to be a wrestling fan for over 20 years and I have to see this garbage. Yet people are going to tell me, Chris, if you don't like it, don't watch. I'm a content creator, bitch. I have to watch the show. I have to critique the show every single week. I have to dissect the show every single week. Don't tell me what to watch and what not to watch. Because that makes you look like a completely fucking idiot. Don't give me that shit. Just don't. Raw tonight was fucking terrible. Garbage. A dumpster fire, if you ask me. If you ask me. Oh, and by the way, off topic, before I begin the review here. I'm already going 14 minutes on this rant. Cross my fingers. Kofi's opponent for SummerSlam is Randy Orton. If it's not Randy Orton, then why did Randy pin Kofi last week on SmackDown Live in that 6-man tag? Cross my fingers. Kofi's opponent is Randy fucking Orton. And I hope at SummerSlam, Orton beats Kofi for the WWE by God Championship. Because you expect Kofi Kingston to go in the Fox in October as your champion? Fuck no. Fuck no. This is your official Monday Night Raw review for your Monday, July 22nd, 2019. If you guys don't know who I am your boy Chris. Thank you guys so much for tuning back into the channel. If you guys thought Monday Night Raw was completely fucking terrible, a waste of time shit, and you fell asleep, or at least at some point during the show, hit that thumbs up. Leave a comment down below what you guys thought of Raw tonight. I'm gonna say this again for the fucking 6th time today. Raw was fucking garbage. And if you guys are new to the channel and you're watching this video for the first time and you like what you heard, hit that subscribe button down below and turn on those bells for all notifications. Check out Crash Team Racing gameplay from this past Thursday. The Dr. Neo Cortex Screwjob. Believe me, folks, episode 3. Episode 3 is going to be a fucking bomb show for episode 3. Trust me. I already have episode 3 recorded. Trust me when I tell you this. A certain somebody tells Dr. Neo Cortex, hold my beer. Just a quick preview there for episode 3 on Thursday. Link to this video will be in the annotation above that you see on the upper right hand corner of your screen. Check out episode 40 of the reality podcast from this past weekend, Friday to be exact. WWE teases Ronda Rousey's return. Now, I went full-fledged on this, and in my honest opinion, if I'm booking Ronda Rousey's return, I will have her show up at SummerSlam. Just for an appearance, nothing else. Just an appearance, and then you have Ronda come back in October, then you have Ronda win the Rumble in January. Becky Lynch will most likely still be the Raw Women's Champion. You will have Ronda versus Becky at WrestleMania 36 next year in Tampa. So there you go. Link to episode 40 of the podcast will be in the annotation above that you see on the upper right hand corner of your screen. And check out episode 41 of the reality podcast from Sunday. I didn't upload anything on Saturday. So there you go. Sunday. Episode 41 of the podcast, live on the channel right now. The real reason NXT could end up on Fox Sports 1. The bullshit on that report is just fucking ridiculous. Link to episode 41 of the podcast will be in the annotation above that you see on the upper right hand corner of your screen. This is the official home of the reality podcast, so make sure you are connecting with your boy Chris on social media. Twitter, Chris from Rolling, and Snapchat, Chris Most Hated. Like I said, if you guys are enjoying the content, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below. Show your support by subscribing to the channel and turning on those bells for all notifications. Let's review this piece of shit show known as Raw Reunion. Raw Reunion kicked off with the 16-time world champion John Cena. It was good to see John Cena back. Cena makes his way to the ring, and it's so weird to think that he is really essentially retired. Cena grabs the microphone and says it's great to be in Tampa for the Raw Reunion. He says he could not miss the show because everyone is going to be here, and he name checks a few stars. He says this is his home, and not just because he literally lives down the street, but because the WWE will always be his home. I gotta stop Cena right there for a second. Remember back in 2011 when Cena and Rock was building their match towards WrestleMania 28? And Cena said, oh, The Rock called this company home, but he left for movies, and then he came back, and then he left again, and then he came back, and then he left again. That was when Cena was a full-time superstar. Now, 2019, Cena's doing the exact same thing. Coming into the show, the last time we seen John Cena was WrestleMania. When he cut that promo on Elias. The last time we seen John was WrestleMania. Cena, I think you're a bit of a hypocritical fuck because you said the same thing to The Rock. Now you're doing the exact same thing that The Rock did. You left, then came back, then left, then came back, then left, then came back again. I don't know, bro. I really don't know. John says he isn't around as much as he used to be, but this is where his heart is, and we all his family. Yeah, sure, John. Yeah, sure. Cena says he is as excited to be here today as he was on day one. Without further ado, it's time to get some energy in the building and come out the Usos. They come down to the ring shouting, "Whoa!" Did Cena just say they won? Jimmy says we got John Cena in the building, to which Jay asks what would make Raw reunion even more lit. Is the Usos and John Cena dropping some rhymes right now? Jimmy, nothing will make Raw lit. Nothing will make Raw lit. Even the second coming of Jesus Christ himself wouldn't make Raw lit, in your words. The fans chant yes, but Cena shakes his head and does leave the ring with the boos of the fans. The Usos say the crowd came to see the doctor. Who is this? Jay said this is John Cena, the cat that left us for a movie business. At least the Usos were smart to say this. Cena gets back in the ring and readies himself. Cena says he respects them for calling him out, but pokes fun at Jimmy for saying arrested. Jimmy Uso's giving a shout out to the Hillsborough Country Jail. Cena asks the fans to make some noise, blah, blah, blah. Then says he gotta bounce and turns to leave. However, the Usos hold him up and says he can't leave yet because their father is in the house. And here comes Rikishi. Rikishi looks good for his age. He looks fantastic. Rikishi comes to the ring. Dancing along the way, Cena shakes his hand and leaves the ring, but Rikishi tells him to get his back in the ring. With all due respect, Rikishi says you can't have John Cena, the Usos, and Rikishi in the ring without busting a move. So all four of them line up to start a dance, but the Revival music hits. The tag team champions Dash and Dawson start walking to the ring, but then the Dudley Boys music hits, and out comes Devon Dudley. I wonder where's Bubba. But why didn't Bubba show up? And he's joining the Revival for a 6-man tag after the break. It was not a 6-man tag. We ended up getting a tag match. Hulk Hogan, I mean, the segment was just cringe. In my honest opinion, it was just cringe. But I will give them credit, though, for having Cena take a shot of how Jimmy got arrested with the, what was it? With the Hillsborough County Jail in Detroit. So, you gotta give Cena credit for that. You really do. Hulk Hogan is talking with Jimmy Hart backstage. Hogan says he's in his hometown and feels like he can beat anyone up. Hogan names some names and tells Hart to take his pick. Then we head to the commercial break. We're back from the commercial break, and Booker T is joining the Raw commentary team for this match. Then from there, Cena was gone. We got the Revival with Devon Dudley in their corner against the Usos with their father Rikishi in their corner. This match was predictable, in my honest opinion. Don't get me wrong, I love the Usos and I love the Revival. Two of the best teams right now in professional wrestling. No question. But you have the Revival beat the Usos on Extreme Rules for the Raw Tag Team Championships. The championships were not on the line tonight, so I wonder who's going to win this match. The Usos win. Predictable. Jay takes Wilder out of the ring. Devon Dudley approaches Jay on the outside, but Rikishi walks up on him. They talk trash, leading to Dawson talking trash to Rikishi. Dawson turns around and right into a super kick. Jimmy goes up top and looks for a splash while Jay connects with a super kick. The Usos hit a splash for the win. The Usos get a victory over the Raw Tag Team Champions, the Revival. I'm going to sit here and guess that we're going to get a Raw Tag Team title match at SummerSlam. Or should I say ScammerSlam? Good one, right? I know. JD says Summer Scam. I just say ScammerSlam. There you go. The Usos win in a very predictable match. Don't care. We're most likely going to get a Raw Tag Team title match again. A rematch from Extreme Rules into ScammerSlam. We see Alicia Fox backstage, and this is when I fucking had to change the channel real quick, with Dana Brooke and Caitlyn. Caitlyn looks hot. I'm not gonna lie to you. She's asking them how she can get a hat that's 30 feet high for ScammerSlam, not SummerSlam, Most of you guys forget about that. Tori Wilson then appears behind them and hugs Foxy. Santino Marella walks up and joins them, saying Tori looks delicious. Wilson asks how Santino's sister is, who he used to act as, if you guys didn't know that. Foxy asks how his little friend is, and he pauses for a moment before realizing she meant his Cobra. For his Cobra. He holds the Cobra up and rubs it all over Foxy and Wilson, who are uncomfortable. Drew McIntyre walks up and looks at them before saying, "Legends?" Then shakes his head and walks off. I could have sworn Drew McIntyre was literally saying me on that fucking segment. He was portraying as me on that segment. Legends? Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Yeah, sure. We're back live with an interview with R-Truth. We see a video of R-Truth on the IGN stage at San Diego Comic-Con this past weekend. While Truth was being interviewed, the Hurricane showed up and tried to pin him for the 24/7 championship. Truth kicked out, so Hurricane just shouted, "What's up with that?" Then ran off. Then Drake Maverick appeared in a banana suit and tried to pin him, but failed. We go back to the live arena where Drake Maverick's wife, which was fucking hot, by the way. Honey, if you're looking for someone to consummate the marriage, give me a call. Call me. Or tweet me, as a matter of fact. His wife appears and tells Truth he should be ashamed for how he's treated Maverick. Carmella gets in her face, but it's a distraction because Maverick rolls up Truth for the win. Drake Maverick is his 24/7 champion. Get used to that, folks, for the entire night. Truth and Carmella chase Maverick and his wife. The Godfather walks up to Charlie Caruso, who is Bay, and says it's time for the whole trade. Then it ends. That was one of the best segments of the entire show. I laughed. Let me tell you something about the Godfather. He looks incredible. He looks incredible. Drew McIntyre makes it to the ring for a rematch against Cedric Alexander, which the match never even got started. After feeling embarrassed about last week's loss, before the match can even begin, McIntyre runs out of the ring and tries to attack Alexander. Cedric ducks him, but McIntyre shoves him into the steel steps. Drew looks to run into him, but nobody's home. Alexander hits Drew with a moonsault to the floor. Drew fights back and throws him into the ring post like a rag doll. McIntyre then punches him down and rams him into the barricade before hitting him with a reversed Alabama slam into the ring apron. I bet you money we're going to get this match next week. I bet you money. Either we get this match next week or we're bound to get this match again before SummerSlam. Bet money. I bet my entire life savings on that. The Viking Raiders, or should I say the War Raiders, Hanson and Rowe, will be in action next against Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins. Drake Maverick is in the locker room, breathing heavily and looking all around. He opens up a Foot Locker and finds it full of worms. Suddenly, the Boogeyman appears beside him and says, and the lights go red. Boogeyman says he's coming to get Maverick, who runs and falls over. The lights return to normal, implying Boogeyman is gone. Implementing, Boogeyman is gone. Pat Patterson walks in and asks what the hell is going on. He then kicks Maverick a few times and pins him to become the new 24/7 champion. Like I said, folks, get used to it on this review. Get used to it. The 24/7 championship got more time on this show than Ricochet. What the fuck does that tell you? What the fuck does that tell you? The 24/7 championship on this show got more time than Shane McMahon on a weekly basis. Got more time. The 24/7 championship got more time than the entire Raw roster tonight. Let that sink in, folks. Let that sink in. So Pat Patterson becomes the 24/7 champion. They need to abolish the 24/7 championship. They just have to at this point. They have to kill the 24/7 championship. They just have to. They just have to. Christian has joined the commentary team, and Lillian Garcia is the ring announcer. So nice to see Lillian Garcia back for just one and only. We get the War Raiders. I'm not going to call them the Viking Raiders. Against Kurt Hawkins and Zack Ryder. Now, I'm telling myself, finally, we got the War Raiders competing against an actual tag team. Against former Raw Tag Team Champions. Wow. This match ended quick. The War Raiders win with Thor's Hammer. I'm not going to call it the Viking Experience. I'm going to call it Thor's Hammer. Because that's what that original move is from NXT. Thor's Hammer. The War Raiders win over the former Raw Tag Team Champions, Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins. I hope this is a trend going on. I hope that the War Raiders actually compete against the tag teams. Although they should still be over. But at this point, it's too late for me to even believe that the War Raiders are going to get pushed on Monday Night Raw. Too late. Too late. That ship has already been sunk and sailed in the bottom of the Atlantic. We see a bunch of legends backstage talking to Mike Kanellis. Well, yeah, we see a bunch of the legends backstage talking, and Mike Kanellis is talking to Eve Torres. Maria walks in and is angry. Mood swings are kicking in. Mike says he was just telling Eve that she's pregnant and Eve could give her some tips. Eric Bischoff then appears and says if they want, they can come to SmackDown Live. Maria ignores them and says that Mike was supposed to be rubbing gel all over her belly, and says she is the breadwinner. That if she doesn't provide for the child, nobody will. Then storms off. Ron Simmons walks in and grabs Jimmy Hart's microphone before yelling, "Damn!" at Mike. That's just catering at its finest. Like the setup there, you know, with the tables, with the white tablecloth, all the food there, all the drinks there. Titus Catering was just on his point tonight. Jesus Christ. The club, or should I say the OC, are standing backstage, and AJ says tonight is a celebration. He says it's because this is the original, the only club that matters. I said this on Twitter. The OC stands for the original catering crew. The original catering crew. Because Gallows and Anderson were part of catering before AJ Styles brought them back to Promise. Anderson and Gallows say nobody on Raw can make a name at their expense. AJ says they can't be referring to Seth Rollins because they will teach him a lesson if he tries to get back up. They refer themselves as the OC, the original club. I do love their shirts, and I do love their logos. Their logos look badass. They look fucking sick. I love it. We see Pat Patterson laying down backstage, and he's just been pinned by his old partner, Gerald Briscoe. The Stooges are back on Monday Night Raw. Gerald Briscoe pinned Pat Patterson to become the new 24/7 champion. Patterson calls him a stooge, but Briscoe says takes one to know one. Briscoe walks off, holding the title above his head and cheering. Kelly walks up and says it's so great to see him. She hugs him, then knees him in the groin and pins him. Kelly is a new 24/7 champion. Then Kelly runs off with the 24/7 title. So if I'm not mistaken, Kelly is the first female to win the 24/7 championship. Yeah, people support the 24/7 championship. I just got breaking news. This is according to Fightful. Kevin Owens is teasing an I Quit match at SummerSlam against Shane McMahon. There were rumors going around saying that it could be a cage match. I just got word from Fightful that Kevin Owens is teasing an I Quit match at SummerSlam. Let's see about that. So Kelly's the first female to win the 24/7 championship. Trash. Completely fucking trash. Samoa Joe makes way to the ring and grabs a microphone. He reminds us of his name and the fans chant it. He says he has come here tonight to point out a vile atrocity in WWE. You don't say, Mr. Samoa Joe. You don't say. That's because tonight we celebrate the Raw reunion, the longest running episodic TV series going today. However, we shouldn't be celebrating because shows like this one are a plague to the WWE. Samoa Joe, I fucking love you. This promo, I fucking love you. Shows where the WWE Universe gets to put on their rose-colored glasses and says they have to indulge our ridiculous nostalgia. The show was nothing but nostalgia tonight. The fans boo. He says they could have seen him paint in brutality and sculpt in violence, but no, instead we got John Cena and the Usos singing and dancing with their daddy. He rants on a little more before he's interrupted by the big dog, Roman Reigns. I had to mute the television set because Michael Cole said, "And here comes the big dog." I immediately muted the television set the second Roman's theme song popped up. I kid you not. I kid you not. Reigns comes to the ring slowly and poses on the corners. I don't know why Reigns got a lot of time on the fucking entrance. I don't know why. Who the fuck is Roman Reigns? Honestly. Who the fuck is Roman? He said that if Joe has something to say about his family, he should say it. Joe says he already said how he feels. Roman says he's from the same island, so he knows what happens next. Joe starts to speak, but then throws a cheap shot at Roman. The big dog punches him into the corner, but Joe rakes his eyes and kicks him out of the ring. Joe proceeds and ram Roman into the barricade, then whips him into it again and again. Joe tees off on Roman against the barricade, then puts him in the ring. Joe beats Roman down and headbutts him back out of the ring. Joe puts him back in the ring, but Roman hits him with a Superman punch. Joe can't get back in the ring. Give me a second here. Joe can't get back into the ring, so grabs a microphone and says the people want to see this tonight, but he's not giving them a damn thing. Roman apologizes to the fans and says not all Samoans are cowards. Joe says he can have the match, and it will happen after the break. I said this on Twitter. I'm not gonna lie to you. I do love this Samoan storyline. If this is a feud between Roman and Joe, I don't see this happening at SummerSlam. Now, I was telling myself, if we get this match at SummerSlam, my God. We got this match on Raw tonight. I don't want to see it at SummerSlam. I don't want to see it at SummerSlam. Now, if they was to do a Samoan-type storyline, I would kind of be invested in it. But Roman got the victory here over Samoa Joe. Now I don't care. Now I don't care. We get Roman versus Joe. Roman Reigns wins. Reigns did an awful looking spear on Joe and gets the victory. Roman wins over Samoa Joe. I'm hearing, and I said this on the podcast yesterday on Sunday, that Roman is not advertised for SummerSlam. They don't have anything for Roman for SummerSlam. They don't. They don't have anything planned for SummerSlam. Now, I was thinking about this. I'm not going to lie to you. I was thinking about this. Can you imagine after Rollins and Lesnar at SummerSlam, depending on who wins this matchup, Roman comes out. Let's say Lesnar beats Rollins at SummerSlam for the Universal title. Roman comes out, spears Brock, wins back the title. I don't even know why I even thought of that. Well, I put this on the fucking review. Next thing you know, the company watches this, and the next thing you know, it happens. So if it happens, I apologize if it happens. For giving the company this idea for even happening. Reigns wins over Samoa Joe. Who cares? Do you care? I don't. Later tonight, we got AJ Styles versus Seth Rollins. The Miz makes his way down to the ring for an episode of Miz TV with his special guest, Seth fucking Rollins. This was the part of the show that made me have a fucking headache. A headache. The Miz is in the ring and introduces himself, and the show goes promoting Miz and Mrs. Before I continue with this, I must say this. The Miz is one lucky guy. You know how beautiful Maurice is? You know how bad she is? Oh my God. The Miz, you're one lucky fella. You're one lucky fella. Miz introduces Rollins, who makes his way to the ring, and we see replays of his Battle Royale win last week. Miz says Rollins had a crazy few weeks, so let's take a look at how he got here. We see a video package of Extreme Rules when Rollins lost the Universal title to Lesnar, then Raw, where he became the #1 contender for SummerSlam. Rollins mocks Paul Heyman's introduction of Brock Lesnar and says he gets why people fear Brock. He's got that red head, those beady little eyes, those little teeth. He's a big gorilla-looking bastard. He says Brock is huge, fast, and strong. Who wouldn't want to be Brock Lesnar? Then he says he wouldn't, because the truth is, Brock wants to be Seth Rollins. In other words, Seth said Brock Lesnar is a Seth Rollins wannabe. Can I ask, how is Brock Lesnar a Seth Rollins wannabe? That line right there pissed me the fuck off. Why the fuck would you say that Brock Lesnar is a Seth Rollins wannabe? And I love when Paul Heyman came out, I love the fact that Paul brung up when Rollins cashed in on Lesnar back at WrestleMania 31. Attention to detail. I love that when they did that. Again, I'll give the company credit. Again, I'll give this company credit. They brung up the fact that Rollins cashed in Money in the Bank on Lesnar at WrestleMania, then Brock waited 4 years to do the exact same thing on Seth Rollins. Rollins, you must not know, what goes around comes around. The karma is the biggest bitch of them all. Trust me, I know. And trust me, Rollins, you should know that as well. What did you expect coming out of Extreme Rules? What the fuck did you expect? One thing about Paul Heyman, he doesn't lie. Doesn't lie. Brock Lesnar wants to be Seth Rollins. Heyman appears on the Titantron and says he says his name is Seth Rollins. Dose of reality. No pun intended. He asks if Seth really thinks that Brock looks in the mirror and wishes he was Seth Rollins. Heyman says just because Brock did what Rollins did, Seth cuts Heyman off and says that it took Lesnar 4 years to return the favor because he's a Seth Rollins wannabe. So because Brock cashed in on you, that makes him a wannabe? No. Rollins, do me a favor. Sit the fuck down and shut the fuck up. You became the biggest bitch in this company ever since your relationship with Becky Lynch was made public. And also, it got portrayed on live television. So Rollins, do me a favor. Sit the fuck down and shut the fuck up. Honestly. Sit the fuck down and shut the fuck up. Because you sound like a complete bitch. And also, if you thought that I fucking wasn't going to mention this, Rollins said something about Jon Moxley saying, oh, Jon Moxley is taking food off of Seth Rollins' table. Moxley has a job to do. It's not my fault that Jon Moxley left the company that he was treated like crap on and went to AEW. That on one night, on Double or Nothing, made him into a complete superstar that he wasn't in WWE. Rollins, do me a favor. Shut the fuck up. Wear your big boy pants because you got a big match against Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam. The last thing you need to worry about is Jon Moxley. Moxley is happy in All Elite Wrestling. Leave him the fuck alone. Leave him the fuck alone. Moving on. Heyman starts to talk about Rollins, cut him off, and says this is it. This is the last time they're going to do this dance, because if Heyman doesn't get out here, he's going to stomp his head into the ground. Heyman begins talking, so Seth starts counting down, and Heyman runs back and runs to the back. Rollins then says that Heyman has been billing Brock as the conqueror for years, but the truth is he is just a man. A man that he's going to beat at SummerSlam. However, tonight he takes on AJ Styles to help prepare for Brock, and tonight he burns it down. Rollins sounds like a complete fucking bitch. A crybaby at the same time. Do I think Rollins is going to beat Lesnar at SummerSlam? The answer to that question is no. Is no. Is no. Think logic, people. Think fucking logic. We go to the back. We go backstage to the party area with Charlie Caruso, who looks fucking sexy in that dress, by the way. Sami Zayn is there, and he berates Caruso for doing take-up television time. He says the Raw reunion is like watching the Attitude Era through the Face app. I love that line. Rey Mysterio walks up and says that Sami needs to show some respect for those who paved the way. Sami says he doesn't respect any of these people, and that he will pave a path right through Mysterio. Kurt Angle appears and says that when he was general manager of Monday Night Raw, people settled things in the ring, to which Mysterio agrees and walks off. So, are you telling me that Kurt Angle has made a match on Raw? I don't know, folks. You tell me. I don't know. You tell me. Carmella's backstage celebrating her new title with Candice Michelle, Naomi, and Melina. Melina looks fucking bad now. My God. Melina says she's taken the past few years to get her license. Kelly asks what license, so Melina unzips her jacket to show off referee's shirt. Candice then kicks Kelly and pins her. So Candice Michelle is the new 24/7 champion. We got GoDaddy's own Candice Michelle winning the 24/7 championship. A woman who one time, I don't know if you guys even know this, one time did a sex scene. A sex scene. Michelle does an awkward silent dance with the title. You know, back then, you know, she does the... that shit. That. You guys know what I mean. You guys know what I mean. But suddenly she's grabbed from behind by Alundra Blaze, who chokes her, and she taps. Alundra Blaze is your new 24/7 champion. Blaze says that she won't be champion for very long, then walks off as Melina and Naomi check on Candice LeRae. And I was thinking to myself when Blaze left, is she gonna take the 24/7 championship and put it in the garbage can, like she did when she was in WCW? If that was the case, if she did that, that would be the highlight of 2019. Factual. We get Sami Zayn versus Rey Mysterio. Who the fuck cares? Rey wins. Who gives a fuck? Who gives a shit? You had 4 legends come out: the Hurricane, Kurt Angle, RVD, and Sergeant Slaughter. The 4 legends walk towards Zayn, forcing him to get back into the ring, where Rey hits him with a 619. Mysterio pays tribute to RVD before hitting a frog splash for the win. Who cares? Who fucking cares? Yet, this show has not built up SummerSlam yet. To this point of the show. Montez Ford is backstage singing and looking for D'Angelo Dawkins, whom he finds putting eye drops in. Yeah, put on those eye drops because this show is fucking terrible. Ford asks what he's been doing, and he says he was chilling with RVD, implying he was taking drugs. You know, that sour power, if you guys don't know. He says he was at a party with Ric Flair, Kelly, Mark Henry, the Boogeyman, and more, so Ford gets jealous. Dawkins gets a phone call from the Godfather and blows Dawkins off. No, he blows Ford off. Alonzo Blades, the current 24/7 champion. And again, I gotta ask the same thing. Why is the Street Profits on Monday Night Raw as your NXT Tag Team Champions? I ask why. Alonzo Blaze, the current 24/7 champion, comes out and walks over the announce table. Remnants of WCW. My God. Is this it? She says she told everyone she wanted to be the champion for very long, then lifts the trash can and threatens to throw the title in. My God, would that have been the highlight of the year? My God. However, the $1 Million Man Ted DiBiase interrupts before she can toss it. He tells her that he'll buy that title before she tosses it away. He reaches in his pocket and pulls out a stack of bills, and she takes it before handing him the belt. DiBiase then laughs mechanically. I can't do it. That legendary laugh that I love so much. Ted DiBiase is the 24/7 champion. After the break, AJ Styles takes on Seth Rollins. Then AJ Styles, along with Gallows and Anderson, make their way to the ring as Jerry the King Lawler joins the commentary team. Jerry Lawler was in commentary with AJ Styles and Orton at WrestleMania, so it's only fitting to put Jerry Lawler in this match as in the commentary team with AJ and Rollins. We've seen this match at Money in the Bank. This match ended at a DQ. Rollins won by DQ. I just don't care. Rollins wins by DQ. Then after that, DX joins the ring to help Rollins get to his feet. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to go through all that. It's a complete waste of time. The fact that people said that DX and Seth Rollins against the OC is a dream match. On what planet is that a dream match? Now, on this planet, people are mental. People are going mental on social media over this. People are saying, oh, are we going to get this back to SummerSlam? No, motherfucker. Rollins is fighting at SummerSlam against Brock Lesnar. You fucking idiot. Moving on with this fucking show. We got Ted DiBiase walking around backstage with the 24/7 championship. He gets into a limousine where we hear lots of noises inside a 3 count being made. Maverick emerges with the title, meaning Jake Maverick is once again the 24/7 champion. His wife, Renee Michelle, walks up and Maverick says they can finally consummate the marriage. He starts thrusting the air, but is chased away by various superstars. I'm not going to cue music because I'm not in that mood tonight. This is the part of the show where it really caught my attention. It really did. And to be honest with you, I didn't even expect this. The fact that they did what they did with Mick Foley, fantastic. Fantastic. Mick Foley's in the ring, and he says there is no place he'd rather be than right here in Tampa, Florida. He gets a cheap pop. He says he was here 2 months ago, introducing the 24/7 championship. At which point, Maverick and the fleet of superstars run into the ring and up the ramp to the back. Foley watches on and says he will have his hands on that title. That at some point, which never did, which never even happened. He says some of the best moments of his life were in this ring, and he's been asked to share some of them with us. He points to the screen, and we see him winning the championship in 1998. I think, no, he won it in 99. He won it in 99, which changed the course of the Monday Night Wars. The video dies and the lights go out in the arena. Then we see Bray Wyatt, the Fiend, in the ring with Mick Foley. The Fiend grabs Foley with the mandible claw and takes him down. The Fiend then poses until the lights go out, and we hear Bray laughing as we go to commercial break. That right there was fucking fantastic. Not even Bray Wyatt himself could have saved the show. Not even Bray Wyatt himself could save the show. The fact that they had Bray Wyatt attack a Hall of Famer in Mick Foley really does tell me how this company is so invested in Bray Wyatt's character. I love it. This was fantastic. It's going to go down in the history books that the Fiend, Bray Wyatt, has attacked and put down a Hall of Famer with his famous move, with his finishing move, with the mandible claw. This is fantastic. I love this. I loved every single minute of this. I really did. I really did. We're back live, and it's time for a moment of bliss. Or should I say a moment of break? No, a moment of bathroom break. A moment of piss. A moment of shit. Alexa and Nikki Cross come out and sit on the stage. Bliss says that after what happened with MICK Foley, we're all in need of a moment of piss. Well, bliss. I meant to say shit. A moment of shit. Her and Cross then introduced the Raw Women's Champion, Becky Lynch. Lynch comes out and sits down. Bliss starts to talk about Natalya interrupts. Bliss started to talk, but Natalya interrupts and walks into the stage. Bliss asks her what she's doing, to which Natty says Becky can talk to her face to face. Bliss says there's so much tension because of what happened after Natalya won the Fatal 4-Way last week, then shows a clip of Becky disrespecting her. Bliss said Natalya let Becky get under her skin. Natalya says she met Natty 14 years ago and they fought together in Japan, but Lynch has shown her no respect. Lynch says she did that because Natty has tried to cut her legs out from under her since she got here. She then said Natalya offered to train Ronda Rousey before the WrestleMania match, but it didn't matter because she got that title from her. Little MMA pal, to what Becky calls. So she's going to embarrass her in her home country at SummerSlam. Natalya says she's going to embarrass Becky, then hits her, and then fought until officials pull them apart. A typical generic brawl. Do you even care about Natalya versus Becky at SummerSlam? The only reason why Natalya is even getting this matchup is because SummerSlam is in her home country in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. In Canada. Do you really believe that Natalya is going to beat Becky Lynch at SummerSlam? No. The only person, as of right now, in this very moment, the only person that's going to take that Raw Women's title from Becky Lynch is Ronda Rousey at WrestleMania. I booked on the podcast on Friday. You can book Ronda to win the Rumble. The Women's Rumble. And you can have Becky versus Ronda, the match that we were supposed to get this year WrestleMania. We can get it next year. You can certainly book that match for WrestleMania next year. You certainly can do that. You certainly can. Listen, don't get me wrong. I love Natty. She's great in the ring. She's great in the ring. But ask yourself this question. Do you really think Natalya can beat Becky Lynch at SummerSlam? No. Will it be a good match? Possibly. Possibly. It can. I just don't think Natty can beat Becky. And she won't. And she won't. We see Charlotte Caruso, again, Bay, and Natalya backstage. Natalya says Becky made this personal. She says Becky thinks she made this women's revolution, but was built on the backs of the women like her. So at SummerSlam, she gives her the beating of a lifetime. There you go. Drake Maverick is walking backstage and he's about to get into a limousine with his wife. Then when R-Truth rolls him up and wins it. R-Truth is once again the 24/7 champion. My fucking God. R-Truth dives into the limo and speeds off. Maverick begins yelling, "My baby." Carmelo walks up and he thinks it's his wife for a second. Then he realizes Truth has both his babies. I hope R-Truth had a quickie with Renee Michelle on that limo. Braun Strowman makes way to the ring for a match with the emo jobber. Braun grabs the microphone and says, "Don't blink. This will be quick." And we got Braun Strowman against Randy Rowe. Randy Rowe. Attention to detail. Corey Graves said Randy Rhodes. Seriously, he really said that. He said Braun Strowman is going up against Randy Rhodes. Michael Cole said, no, it's not Rhodes, it's Rowe. Little shot there towards the AEW. A little shot towards them. Maybe. I don't know. The bell rings and Strowman just slams him, tosses him around, then slams him, gives him a big boot. Slams again. 1, 2, 3. Yet people were saying after Extreme Rules that Braun Strowman was going to be the guy to beat Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam for the Universal Championship. Braun Strowman can't even wrestle himself out of a paper bag. Strowman is just fucking terrible. Strowman is just fucking terrible. Finally, guys, we get towards the end of the show here. Thank fucking Christ. We're almost we're an hour into this fucking show here. Ric Flair makes his way out. So the legends come out onto the stage. Hulk Hogan comes out second and he stands on the stage. He says it's really something to be here at the Raw reunion with all his friends in his hometown, Tampa, Florida. He says some of his greatest moments were from Tampa, and for all his maniacs that sported the red and yellow, prayed and ate their vitamins and said their prayers, he wants to thank them. Flair and Hogan shake hands, and the music plays again. All of a sudden, we hear the glass break, and we hear Stone Cold Steve Austin's theme. Stone Cold Steve Austin's music and GOAT, well, in my opinion, he's one of the greatest of all time, in my top 10 list, of course, makes way down to the ring for the pop of the night. The Rattlesnake poses on the corners and grabs a few Broken Skull IPAs, which is his new beer, and stinks them down. Austin gets a hell yeah chant, then another, and a third. He says he remembers coming to Tampa when times were tough, being on the road with him and his brothers and sisters, but don't think for a second that he's out to get sappy. The fans chant, what? And Austin says he dropped them all on the sack of dimes. He says all the people on that stage have damn near killed themselves and pissed themselves for the fans. Every guy in the truck and more, their family, and that includes the fans and everyone watching at home. We're all part of the WWE family. Austin points out to Hulk Hogan on the stage and says he sat backstage talking to him earlier today, drinking some beers, and they recorded a podcast together. Austin says he never sat and talked to Hogan a day in his life, but he had a damn good time doing it. Then he points at Ric Flair and says he sat listening to their stories all night long, drinking beers. He went to his room and ordered room service, then he rhymes off the food while the fans chant, what? Austin says he went back downstairs in the elevator and the elevator opened. Then there was Ron Simmons, and he beat him to the punch by saying, damn. He said they hugged for 30 seconds, and if you didn't know, you'd think they had something going on. And then he gushes about how proud he is to call these people family, to be a part of the Raw reunion. Austin says this has been a hell of a night, and that's the bottom line because Stone Cold said so. Austin invites everyone down to the ring as his music plays, and he gives them all beer. They drink and hug while Austin's music plays. He cuts the music off and says how much time he has left, which is a minute left at that point. Austin then jokes about the time he and Joe Briscoe were down in South Africa doing some illegal things. I wonder what that could be. Austin finished off by saying he wasn't sure what he was doing, what he was going to say tonight, but the coaxed him to be himself, so that's what he did. He likes to drink beer and raise a little hell with his family. He gives one final hell yeah, and that is the show. Raw did not do anything building towards SummerSlam. They did not. They didn't build nothing towards SummerSlam in the show. Nothing. The Legends and the 24/7 Championship got more time on this show than the actual talent who are in the ring every single week busting their ass. Busting their ass. If you people think that this show is good tonight, you must have a fucking problem. If you thought Raw was good tonight, you're not a wrestling fan. You're not a wrestling fan. If you thought that Raw tonight was a good show, you do not deserve the air that we breathe now in this day of age. If you thought that Raw was good tonight, you must be a virgin who has never felt a pair of tits or felt pussy or ass before. If you thought Raw was good tonight, I'm going to sit here and assume that you have not gotten your dick sucked before. If you thought Raw was good tonight, there's no saving you at all. There isn't. There isn't. This show was a complete waste of time. It didn't build towards SummerSlam at all. Didn't build towards SummerSlam. This show was just unbearable to watch. This show is full of nostalgia and championship flopping. That's what it is. This show did absolutely nothing for me to watch next week. Then we got to deal with SmackDown Live tomorrow. Who's Kofi Kingston's challenge going to be for SummerSlam? I just reported, according to Cakeside Seats, earlier in the review, that Kevin Owens will most likely challenge Shane to an I Quit match at SummerSlam. Let's see if that happens. We got SmackDown to worry about tomorrow, but at least we got NXT on Wednesdays to give us a light in the tunnel, which is NXT. Save the best for last, they say. NXT on Wednesday nights is the best part of the week. I'm getting the fuck up out of here. I'm going to go take a nice shower and then lay down and then just jam the music and then relax. So I'll be on Twitter. If you guys want to tweet, I'll be on Twitter. I'll reply to you. I'll follow you on Twitter as well. Thank you guys so much for watching Raw Review. If you guys enjoyed Raw Review tonight, hit that thumbs up. Leave a comment down below what you guys thought of Raw tonight. And if you guys are new to the channel, hit that subscribe to the channel, show your support, and ring and turn on those bells for all notifications. Episode 2 of Road to Glory for Crash Team Racing live on the channel right now. Episode 40 and episode 41 of the podcast live on the channel as well. This is the official home of the Reality Podcast, so make sure you're connecting with me on social media. Twitter, Chris from Loring, and Snapchat, Chris Most Hated. And like I said, if you guys are enjoying the content, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below and turn on those bells for all notifications. I will see you guys tomorrow for SmackDown Review. What can we expect for SmackDown tomorrow? I don't know. I have no idea. I wish I could tell you, but I have no idea. But like I said, guys, leave a like, comment, subscribe, and share the video all over social media. I will see you guys tomorrow for SmackDown Review. Until then, I am Chris. Talk to you guys later.